Greetings, Bat family, and welcome back to Holy BatCast, brought to you by real fans for real movies. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for Holy BatCast. And if you're a fan of the show and you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon. You go to patreon.com/HolyBatCast. As always, a big thank you to our patrons. You guys rock. For anybody who would like to do that, we would appreciate it, but no pressure. But a big thank you to those who have. It makes our lives that much easier. We are part of the Real Fans Podcast Network. You can check out those shows at rf4rm.com. And as always, I'm your Bat host, Andy. You can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and Letterboxd. It's always just my name, Andy DeGenova. This episode, we're going to talk about the brand new Lanterns trailer because we got it. We talked about it last week, and here we go. We didn't have to wait very long. And then I also have a special report review thing of the Superman experience. I was going to say Batman, but that's just where my brain is at. The Superman experience at the Warner Brothers studio lot. So you're going to hear about that too. And I got a special guest joining me for the Lanterns part of the episode. He is an old friend of the show. He's been part of the Bat family for a while, and he just made it a little more official. And I've owed him a spot on the show, and I'm glad he made the time tonight. It's Mr. Josh Greene. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Andy. How's it going?
Good. Welcome to Holy BatCast.
Thanks.
Well, it's good to have you. And a fellow Batman fan, but because it's your first time on the show, you got to tell us about yourself, about your love of Batman, and what is your favorite Batman movie and why?
Yeah, sure. So again, my name's Josh. I've known about Holy BatCast. Gosh, I think it was the lead up to BVS. I think that's when I found the podcast. So I've been listening. Gosh, over 10 years now.
Wow.
But yeah, as far as I've been a Batman fan my whole life. I honestly don't remember a time in my life without Batman. I think my first exposure to Batman was either Mask of the Phantasm or, believe it or not, the Batman 66 movie.
Nice. It's a fun one.
So, yeah, those were my first very different interpretations of Batman, but those are the first two that come to mind when I think of what was my first experience with Batman. But as far as my favorite Batman movie, it really depends on the day, but for me, it's either Batman Begins or Batman 89. But lately, I would have to say Batman 89. I have two older brothers that were around, I think, 10 when that movie came out. And I just remember them telling me stories of, man, you had to be there. And I'm a 92 baby, so I didn't get to watch 89 for a few years. Yeah, I missed it. And man, if I had a time machine, that's the first place I'd go, is to be able to watch that movie, during its initial theatrical run. But I think Batman 89, it's perfect. I don't know what else to say there. But it's still my favorite, and I hope one day it gets topped, but so far it hasn't.
Yeah. Well, great two choices. They're my top two too. So, smart. Yeah. Batman Begins and Batman 89 are just awesome. So, there's a lot of great Batman movies, but that's very cool. And yeah, I wish I could take you back in time to the magical summer of 1989. It was really something. Just like, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, Google old news broadcasts from when Batman 89 was coming out. It's people were freaking just out of their minds. It was so fun, but awesome. Well, I am glad to have you, fellow Batman fan, and I'm not going to say unfortunately, but we're not going to talk about Batman. We're going to talk about Green Lantern. But that's okay, because again, last time me and Brendan did a little catch up on some news, and we talked about Lanterns and some comments from the showrunner, as well as a little bit about that initial teaser, which I know concerned some fans. And a day later, we got a full 2-minute trailer for Lanterns that, well, I'm not going to say what I think yet, but we'll share. We're going to talk about that trailer. So it's out there. I'm sure everybody listening has already watched it. And first of all, Josh, tell me, how are you feeling about lanterns? I don't know where you are in your Green Lantern fandom, but how are you feeling about it, especially like with that first teaser?
Yeah, so like Green Lantern, for me, I grew up watching the Justice League animated series. Um, so I've always known who Green Lantern is. Probably wasn't until I was an adult when I got into comics and all that stuff. But as far as the show, I know when the teaser came out, I was like, "Uh-oh, I think we're in trouble." trouble. But I know I think with this trailer, I'm a little more at ease, if I can say that.
Mhm.
A lot more green in this trailer, and so far, I mean, fingers crossed. But I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you go back. I mean, I think that a lot of us we're excited about a new Green Lantern anything, but we'll take a show if we can't get a movie. But yeah, that first trailer, like even though it looked like a good show, there wasn't a lot of Green Lantern in it. And so I think that we
Mhm.
all had those concerns, and I think they hurt us. This trailer definitely feels like a pretty deliberate reaction to
Yes.
well, yeah, to some of that discourse. Um because yes, it is a little heavier on the Green Lantern of it all without betraying what the show is or what the teaser showed us. It's just showing a little bit more of what that superhero slant to it is, while still showing that yes, there's this mystery in the small town and they're being lied to and they're trying to figure it out, while at the same
Right.
time Hal is training John. So I'm with you. I mean, I've been holding out hope the whole time. I'm like, maybe they're just holding back. The first one was just a teaser.
Hmm.
And this makes me feel much better. And I think that for most fans, they feel the same way. I think that everybody's feeling a little bit better after seeing this. Um, I understand that, like, for those who might want a full intergalactic Green Lantern, Star Wars with aliens movie, show, whatever. This might still not quite be what they want, but at
Sure.
least it doesn't seem to be shying away from being a Green Lantern show, which I think is great. So I really love the trailer. I think it's great. I am I don't know if I'm tempering my expectations, I guess. There are certainly glimpses in here where it's like, oh no, like they're certainly embracing that yes, there are space cops and
Right.
there's a ring and there, like you get little glimpses of some of that stuff, but they're still telling a very grounded story in the meantime. So I I think I know what I'm getting with the show, and I am down for it. Because at least we know that like the constructs aren't going to be implied or off screen or something. Like they're still going to be
Right.
making constructs with their rings. They're still going to be green. There is a Green Lantern costume that Hal used to wear. My hunch is that John Stewart will get one as well by the end, but we'll wait and
Hmm.
see. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I certainly have my little nits to pick. I think like like I love that there's a costume. It doesn't look like it's particularly well fitted on Kyle Chandler. So I'm like, it just looks a little schlubby on him. And I was like,
Yeah.
maybe when I see it in the actual, I mean, it's just a glimpse, right? It's a half a second, but I'm like, I hope it looks better in the show than what we see in here because it just looks a little, it doesn't fit him great. Um, so like,
Right.
little things like that. And again, I don't expect them to be wearing Green Lantern costumes for most of the show because they don't seem to be, and I need to make peace
Hmm.
with that. But if they're
Yeah.
doing Green Lantern things, Hal is flying, right? They're making constructs, then I'm down for this.
Yeah. I I'm not sure like what the decision to make his suit like brown and green. I'm like, why brown? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't
And
read
like,
a whole lot of Green Lantern comics, but I'm pretty sure I don't recall him ever wearing a brown suit.
well, so there's a shot in here. Like obviously, yeah, when we see him in the suit, it looks kind of brown and faded and
Mhm.
dirty almost. So it almost feels like that was, that's the shape of the costume now. But there is something where someone is watching TV. I think it's
Yes.
actually Jon Stewart as a child watching TV. And Kyle Chandler is like de-aged, but he looks good. He
Mhm.
looks like he used to look, 20 years ago.
Sure.
Uh, and he's talking about becoming Green Lantern, and you can barely see it, but he is wearing the costume, and it's very green from his neck down.
Right.
So,
That
yeah,
it's
go
kind of
ahead.
my favorite part of the of the trail. I'm like, oh, I want to see like what's this about?
Yeah. So it's like I think that he had his heyday, and now that he's a little older and the costume is faded. I think that's all it is. But we'll just have to wait and see. But I
Yeah.
agree, like the shots of the costume, it's kind of in shadow, so it's kind of greenish, but not entirely. Um, but there's one where he looks like he's like in a prison cell,
Yes.
and he's facing off with someone. It's the back of their head, but the internet thinks it's Sinestro. It's certainly
Right.
possible.
Yep. Yeah.
Which great. Again, I love that Sinestro is in this. But that's where like it almost looks yellow. It doesn't even look green at all. It just looks so discolored. But again, it's
Mhm.
like, going through this sort of like energy field of a cell. So maybe that's all that's happening there.
Yeah, I heard um, when I was doing some research on it, it looked like people were saying that it's like a space prison
Yeah.
where Sinestro's at. So like they're definitely leaning into like the Green Lantern lore because I think that like I don't know if it's on Oa or whatever, but like they do have a prison where they keep dangerous people.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess silly me. Because of the way it's shot, it looked like Hal was in the prison, but I think that we're actually seeing it from the inside of the cell in Sinestro's cell. So my bad for anybody who was already writing an email. I'm like, yeah, I guess we're in Sinestro's cell and Hal is on the outside, but the way it's shot threw me off. I mean, I thought it looked like Hal was in the cell. But regardless, that's kind of what I was speaking about is like, okay, yes, the story they're telling, it's a small town, sure. But we visit Hal and Sinestro in a space prison. There's a shot that is definitely of from space of a planet. I don't know if that's Oa. It doesn't really look it. It's very white, but who knows?
Yeah.
But like, you know, we get those glimpses. So even though it's not a full like space trotting show, they at least have little bits of that, which I think makes you feel better.
Right. And I think when I watched the video of James Gunn, I think when he made the initial announcement about the DCU slate, um, I think he had when talking about this show, he had said something about how the show um, ties into like the larger story that they're telling in the DCU. And that one shot where you see like something, I think it kind of looked like it was yellow falling into like a planet. I'm like, oh, what's that about?
Yeah. So I will say, it sounds like all of this is like kind of muted excitement. I am excited. I think that it looks good. And I think that I'll say what I said with the teaser is the two leads, Kyle Chandler, Aaron Pierre as Hal and John, they're killing it. I think they
Yes,
both
I
seem
agree.
to be great. I really like them. They're definitely bouncing off of each other. It certainly feels like a very kind of like almost like a buddy cop movie where they hate each other first and they eventually
Right.
are going to
Yeah.
have to gain each other's respect, which makes sense for something like this because Hal seems to be begrudgingly training John, and it seems like he didn't have a choice in the matter, just reading between the lines based on some of how these interactions go.
Hmm.
But I think both of these actors are doing great, and I do like the idea of getting glimpses of the younger Hal Jordan in his heyday. When he was his Green Lantern proper.
Yeah. And I honestly didn't think we'd get any flashbacks like that. So to see that, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and even flashback of John Stewart in the army. So we get to,
Yeah.
dive into his military background a little bit as well. So yeah, I like that this is not only telling, I mean, we talked about in the last episode, they're going to be apparently telling a story that was 10 years ago and then a story now and how those
Mhm.
two mysteries converge. But I think they're going to go even past that. Like the scope
Yeah.
is even more than that, we're getting into the origins of at least Hal and John. I don't know how much we'll see of old Hal, but he certainly, is talking about how he got the job. So that is going to be part of it.
Yeah. And I'm curious. I don't know if you want to get to this part yet, but the few scenes with Guy Gardner, I'm curious how he's going to fit into the show. It sounds like he'll probably just be a couple cameos.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, like, is he just there to I guess piss Hal off or what
Yeah,
his role will be?
I'm curious as well. I love that they put him in here for just a second. I think that's super cool. Again, just showing that connective tissue, I think is neat. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes and how that relationship works. But just seeing Guy in his costume from Superman, again, you're
Yeah,
like, well, I mean, it's certainly part of the same DC universe.
right, for sure.
So
Yep.
you just get that one quick shot of him. It looks like John is in jail and Guy is there to talk to him through the bars. So I wonder if Guy's going to help him break out or who knows.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that could probably happen. I could see that.
It's possible. We shall see. There's another shot very early on in the trailer that I want to mention. It does look like it's on Earth, but it looks suitably epic where there are like red lasers raining down, and
Yeah.
it's one of the cooler Green Lantern superpower shots where Hal creates a construct of like this green force field to stop these lasers. um it's those little glimpses of something grander and more epic where I was like, okay, great. Like, and I know it's a TV show, not every episode is going to be like that, and that is fine. But at least we know it's there, and it
Yes.
certainly, gives
Agree.
hope for where things will go and how they'll go in the future.
Right, and I think that was when they announced, "Hey, there's a trailer coming out on Monday." I think that was one of the shots that they showed, which I think was very smart,
For sure.
on their part.
Well, that's why I'm like, it's so intentional where they're like, okay,
Yeah.
nerds, here's your green constructs. We promised you they were in it. There are. And and I'm kind of tongue in cheek, but again, they should, right? I
Yeah.
just think that
I hear you.
people got a little worried, and so they're like, fine, we'll make sure you don't have a reason to be worried this time. Um,
Right.
like there's another shot here. You see Hal make a force field while someone's shooting a gun at him. You
Yes,
see
it's very
him
cool. Yeah.
make some money it looks like put some money in the jukebox, which is pretty funny too, where he's like, how to use this power is the most important thing. And he goes, well, didn't you just use it to make, to make counterfeit money? He goes, no.
Right.
Um, so again, I think that the back and forth between them, they already seem to have some chemistry. And I think that, they're both great. So I'm really excited to see them.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah, go
think
ahead.
Aaron Pierre, I've only seen him in, like, that Netflix movie, I think, from last year, but, like, I think
Rebel
he has a
Ridge.
Yes, yes. I think he has a
Yeah.
really bright future, and I'm really excited to see his portrayal of Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Rebel Ridge was one of my favorite movies. I think it was 2 years ago. He was
Okay.
so freaking good, and after seeing that, I was like, "Oh, well, no wonder they got him as Jon Stewart. He's a star.
Yeah,
Like, he's
absolutely. Yep.
yeah, he's charismatic, he is good looking, he is buff, he's awesome. He's a badass. Like he's
Mhm.
everything that you could ask for. So yeah, like a really smart casting choice there because he's on his way up and get him now. And then it seems like they're going to continue using him because he's supposed to show up in Man of Tomorrow, which is awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Jon Stewart and, like, Superman interact with each other. I'm like, "That's gonna be so cool."
I know, exactly. Like that's why I'm like, if after this, the next thing we're going to get is Man of Tomorrow 10 months later, I
Right,
got to imagine that season 1 ends with Jon Stewart like suited up and ready to be a Green Lantern because otherwise it'll be really weird in Superman when he shows up.
right. I really hope that we don't have to wait to the very last shot of the very last episode for him to get his suit, because I feel like that's kind of a trope with,
Yeah. Yeah.
comic books shows or these days.
Yep, I feel you. Trust me, nobody feels you more than me, and I hope the same. At least let's see some Green Lantern stuff of him fully suited up before we end the season. Uh, I wouldn't expect it till the last episode though. So again, I'm keeping expectations in check.
Yeah.
And then like the big theme, and I guess you would call it the tagline is "Are you afraid?" So Hal talking about there's one question, "Are you afraid?" And then that kind of ringing through as we're seeing glimpses of both Hal and John in different situations of "Are you afraid? Are you afraid? I thought that was really effective. And again, it is a big cornerstone of Green Lantern of being
Sure. Yep.
fearless. So yeah, I think that was really cool too. And then I did not know Laura Linney was in this. Should I have known that? Maybe I wasn't paying
No,
attention.
I think that was kind of surprised because I think I saw a couple of news outlets kind of like share that she was in the show. I don't think her casting came out before, when either before or, when they were filming the show.
Yeah. So I love her. Don't know who she's playing, but I love her. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Another nitpick, and it's going to be, it's, maybe call me a prude, but just like, I just don't need the F bombs. I just, like when Hal says, you can have this ring over my effing body or whatever, my effing dead body. I'm just like, you didn't need the F bomb. Is it because HBO? Is it like you feel like
I'm
you need to?
assuming it's HBO. We can do whatever we want. Yeah.
I mean, sure,
I'm
but
also,
like, I just don't think you need to.
that was actually when he says that, and I think he said something similar in the initial teaser, but it almost seems like does John not have a ring? I
Yeah.
was kind of confused by that at first.
Well, so in the article from Entertainment Weekly where they talked to the showrunner, he said that John is being trained in case anything were to happen to Hal,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is, I think, what sets up that, that conflict there is, again, I think Hal is doing this under duress. He doesn't want to train a replacement. So
Right.
he's doing it, but he doesn't want to, and he's grouchy about it. And so, like that's going to lead to some of the tension. Like that moment where he says, you can have this ring over my dead effing body or whatever.
Mhm.
It almost seems like that could be the scene where Hal shows up to collect John and then he ends up flying away. And you get John saying, yeah, I think he likes me. So yeah, I think that's, that is the tension is like, I'm Green Lantern. They want me to train you just in case. And no, this is my job. You can't have it.
Right.
The other thing that, so today, we were chatting about the trailer with some fellow Bat nerds, and I'll throw it out there. Jamie and Joe Fornerado, they were chatting back and forth because Jamie's like, this should have been the first trailer. And Joe's like, well, no, like the teaser was a teaser, and you got to get, people on board before you start throwing all the superhero stuff at them. So they were kind of going back and forth about it. And it did make me wonder. It's like, I do wonder if the choice to do a quote unquote grounded Green Lantern show is that they're still worried about the reputation of the Green Lantern film from 2011.
I mean, I have to believe that has to play some part into their plan with the show.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's like, I mean, first that's 15 years old already, which is nuts, but okay, it's 15 years old. But yeah, like that does make sense if that's what they're doing. If they're like, you know what, people still, that movie's something of a punchline. I mean, it is a punchline, right? Like they made jokes about it in Deadpool. They made jokes about it in freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if you saw that. So like Green Lantern is still like a punchline because of that movie, which is a shame because I still kind of like it. But that's just me. But I do wonder if like they were so worried about that they were like, okay, so let's do it on HBO. Let's do something more serious, more grounded. Let's not even call it Green Lantern. We'll just call it Lanterns as a way to distance themselves and then hopefully win people back over with Green Lantern, doing it this way.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I just think, I was thinking this earlier, that the previous, DC universe, which I love, which I think it ran for 10 years and hardly any Green Lantern, and I think Lanterns is like the 5th project in the DCU, and there's a lot of Lanterns so far, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, that's very true. I love Green Lantern as a kid. Like, of the Justice League, he was probably my second after Batman. Like even more than Superman and the Flash, and then over the years, my alliances shift back and forth. Batman's always number one, but yeah, as a kid, I just thought Green Lantern was so cool. And I think that's why I'm probably more forgiving of that movie, just because I'm like, well, there's still some cool Green Lantern stuff in there and I'll take it.
I mean, I like it. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
I don't understand the hate, I guess.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Like the fact that James Gunn, he's kicking off this new universe. Green Lantern was mostly ignored in the Snyderverse, if we'll call it that, with the exception of a cameo of a Green Lantern in Justice League.
Right.
So it is nice that, we've got Guy Gardner and Superman. We have a show with Hal and John. So the three big Green Lanterns are already accounted for in this universe. And we know that there are more out there. I think that's awesome. That's exciting. It's something that we haven't seen in a while
Right.
because, again, because of the 2011 film. So yeah, the trailer, again, I think it did its job. At least it did for me. And at least I didn't see a ton of reaction out there, so I don't know what people are saying because I don't go on Twitter anymore. But at least as far as like my little circle, it seemed to be much better received than the teaser because for those of us who were like, well, I want it to be a Green Lantern show, it is a Green Lantern show, and because of that, I think it's going to be much easier to just kind of roll with the more grounded, forgive the term, portions of it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some reactions on Threads. I think for the most part, people like this trailer way more than the teaser trailer. Which, hindsight is 2020. I'm like, with the teaser trailer, I'm like, you couldn't put a little bit of green. Like, what's that gonna hurt?
Yeah, I think that what they were doing was like, it's a teaser, just wait. Yeah. But I think that if they would have left the teaser on some sort of really exciting Green Lantern money shot, just one shot, it would have gone a long way. Because it's basically saying, don't worry, it's in there. Just be patient. But they didn't do that. And so now, again, we get a lot more of it here, but again, not so much. So I really feel like this trailer, it's a good balance of the show that they told us they were making and the show that we saw in the teaser, but also a Green Lantern show we want to be excited about. I think it's checking all those boxes. So for me, I am excited, looking forward to it. I love the fact that we don't have to wait that long. August is going to be here before we know it, which is cool and scary, but it's part of it. But yeah, so no, I'm into it. I dug the trailer. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. With the teaser, there's things I liked about it, but I'm like, I'm not seeing a lot of green in here. But I think overall it was a really good trailer. I hope we don't get too many more. I mean, August is a little less than 3 months away, so hopefully we only get one more, but I don't know, we'll see.
Yes, we will. I mean, I think we'll probably get one more like the week before it comes out.
Yeah.
Something for that like last push to get people to watch the show. But I mean, really what I hope it's a great show, and I hope that people watch it and people love it. And it means that Green Lantern becomes a major part of the universe. I mean, even though he already is to an extent, like I really hope that this show is embraced so we just get more Green Lantern in live action.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and it's cool to know that Green Lantern is going to mix it up with Superman. I mean, one Green Lantern already has, but it seems like John will as well. And it's good that they're going to hang out with Superman a bit. But just recently, me and my wife got to hang out with Superman. We went and did the Superman experience over at Warner Brothers. And so when we got done, we came home, we turned on the old mic, and we talked all about it. So I want to share that with y'all. I want you guys to hear how me and Kathrynn did at the Superman experience. Oh, and one more thing before we get to the review of the Superman experience is you will hear at the beginning, I try to be very respectful of spoilers. We do a spoiler-free section, then we get into the spoilers, and then we finish recording, and then I saw the official promo video for the Superman experience, and like all the stuff I considered spoilers is in there, so I don't think it was really that spoilery. So anyway, I guess, don't worry too much about the spoiler warning unless you know nothing and are going to be coming to see see it. But yeah, I was trying so hard to be respectful, and it turns out it doesn't matter. They put it out there anyway. So wanted to say that. And with that being said, now enjoy our review of the Superman Experience. Hi, Kathrynn.
Hi.
Welcome back to Holy BatCast.
It's been a while, actually.
It has been a while.
I was actually thinking about that as we were talking about
Have we been busy?
Yeah.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have my favorite co-host back.
Thanks.
And the prettiest one. Sorry, Brendan.
Suck it, Brendan.
Well, what did we just get back home from doing?
Superman the Experience.
The Superman Experience at
Yes.
the Warner Brothers studio lot?
Warner Brothers Studio Tour. I think it is. They're touting it as part of the studio tour.
I mean, it's part of the studio tour, but you don't have. Well,
it's not part of the studio tour.
It's not part of the studio tour, but
Could
it
be.
is on the WB lot.
Yes.
And we just did it. So I guess we'll start there for anybody who's listening. It's at the WB lot here in Burbank, California. 10 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
Amazing. But my biggest confusion when they announced it, I was like, well, what is this thing? Like, is it part of the tour? Do I have to do the whole tour? The answer is no. It's its own standalone thing. It's its own ticket. You can certainly do the tour plus the Superman Experience and make a day of it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great day.
Yeah.
But if you are local or you just want to do the Superman Experience, you can do so. So that's what we technically did.
And make an afternoon of it, which we pretty much did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can rush through, but no, we soaked it in.
I think we could have soaked it in even harder. And
I
probably,
agree.
Yeah.
We could have spent way more time in the Fortress of Solitude Lounge.
Yeah, and we probably could have had like a full lunch if we had known.
If we'd have planned accordingly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have been okay with that. I would have loved to make an evening and just get loaded at the.
Oh my God, we definitely could.
The Fortress of Solitude Lounge.
Shout out to Tyler, the bartender. He was so kind.
He was very, very nice.
Was super sweet and nice and helpful, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the very beginning. Let's start spoiler free.
Okay.
Just in case anybody is listening and they're like, well, I want to go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know too much.
Should we talk about the ticket thing of how to get tickets and all of that?
Sure.
Okay. Because I bought tickets.
You did. Thank you.
They were welcome. You buy them on Fever.
Oh, you can't even just.
Nope. You don't buy them on the Studio Tour website. I think the Studio Tour is upselling them at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour. Because there was a sign and there were lots of people that were there that had done the tour. You buy them on Fever. If you've never used Fever before, they have an app. You have to download the app, whether you buy them on the website or you buy them on the app, because the tickets have to be on the app. So they were like 35-ish, 34 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was great. But there was not like an upsell or anything additional to it. So
yeah, there's no like express option or VIP option or anything. It's like. And I will say,
you do pick a time.
Yes.
Yes.
It is a designated time.
Yep.
Because of the time and day we went, that was not an issue.
No, we were almost by ourselves completely.
Yeah, but I'm sure on evenings and weekends, it's a much busier
there were times
time.
that were sold out that were later in the evening. It was a Friday afternoon that we went, so it was not so bad.
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say just from the outset, to not to bury the lead, but for $35, worth every penny.
Oh, 100%.
Like actually a pretty good bargain for what you get and for the length of the experience.
Yeah.
I have paid way more for that same amount of time.
Yes.
In my life.
Yes.
So, I mean, you paid for it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
But I bought the drinks, which was as much.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
we evened out between drinks and merch.
We pretty much did. Oh my God, merch. So we'll give a quick overview of what it entails, and then we'll kind of share our feelings on it, and then we will say we're going to talk spoilers, because there are certain things that I would consider spoilery, and I want to be, just in case anyone's got a trip planned or they are local. But what it includes is, yes, you park just as if you're going on the tour, and it's the same welcome center for the tour, but it's its own ticket, it's its own line, and then they drive you out to where this experience is on the lot.
Yep.
It includes a immersive gaming experience. We'll call it that.
Yep.
Which is, it's not quite VR because you don't wear a headset.
No.
But it is It's not 360, it's 270.
Yeah.
It's 270 degrees around you.
Yes.
It's in 3D and it's interactive. So you are actively doing things
It is physical.
It's very physical. We're tired. You are punching, you are flying, you are thunderclapping, you're doing fun things to help Superman fight off bad guys.
Yep.
So that gaming portion of it was probably, 25 minutes? That's what they said. It felt about right.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah. It was not too long and it was not too short. It was just right.
Completely agree. Like I did not feel cheated, but when it was done, I was like, I am satisfied. Because you're right. It's very physical.
Yep.
And so I was getting tired.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yep.
So that is the first portion. And I think that's the quote unquote main portion.
Yeah.
But when it's over, then you are released into the Fortress of Solitude.
Yes.
Which is a very immersive space where there are interactives, there are mini games, there's a scavenger hunt.
Photo opportunities.
There are photo ops, yes. And that is also where the lounge is. Yes. And the lounge is where you can get beverages, alcoholic or not.
Yes.
And some snacks and things.
Yeah.
And then merchandise.
And then merch.
And then, you get let out into a Superman Experience merchandise shop.
Yes.
Where we
spent a lot of
did
money.
not mean to spend money, and then we did spend money.
Listen, the kids don't have Superman shirts, so now they do.
We're going to correct that. And I don't have enough
fun button-ups.
Geeky button-ups. So thankfully they had a Superman geeky button-up.
Yeah, well, it is in my vows to say you need this.
It is.
And I did say that today.
Brendan calls you the enabler.
Oh, 100%.
So in your family, there are different Batman villains. You are the enabler.
I am the enabler.
Your mother is the labeler.
That is entirely correct. Yes, very true.
Your dad is the grazer.
Yes. We've never talked about this, but it is pretty... the hyperbole in my family is strong.
I will name your siblings later.
Yeah,
I haven't decided.
I haven't either.
But anyway, yes.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
It lets out in a merchandise shop. You mentioned the photo ops.
Yeah.
So there are photo ops, and you get a photo card.
Yes.
So then you can purchase any of those official photos at the end. But they were very easygoing about taking your own photos and video through.
Yeah, except during the actual gaming portion.
Right. And honestly, their video really wouldn't do great because it's in 3D.
Yeah, there's no way to do it, and it wouldn't work out well.
Yeah. That's like the one place you can't really, but they didn't mind where we did it elsewhere, which was really cool. And it's worth saying, I took some video. I didn't take a ton. I didn't document everything.
Yeah.
But I took some video of some key moments throughout, and I will put that on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because, just for people who want to see a little bit more of what we're talking about, obviously you can go to the website or to social media, and they've got a little promo video.
But even that, I feel like there was a good portion of stuff left out. So there's good stuff you captured today.
Yeah. So that is what is included in your ticket, is access to all of that, and it really includes the gaming experience. The upsells are food and drink, and photos and merchandise, which to be expected.
I'm double checking the price of tickets. I think there's like a fee, like a process.
I think it was $35, and then after fee it was $39.
Yeah, because I want to say the total for both was like $78. The math is a math thing. Someone out there did better math. You can look at it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. We're giving them the neighborhood numbers.
Yeah.
So that is what's entailed. It's at least an hour with the gaming, and then if you want to go do the stuff in the Fortress of Solitude. But if you really want to do everything in the Fortress of Solitude, plus like have a drink, have a bite, hang out, 90 minutes, easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we were 1:00. We got there at 12:45. We got to the experience around 1. And we were out of the experience, I think, close to like 2.
I was going to check my photo, 2:30. Yep.
Yeah.
So you're right, 90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes. Out of the experience proper. There's more after that.
Yes.
But, yeah.
So that's what you get. Overall thoughts?
I thought it was excellent. Really and truly. I think that it... So I think I might have been on here before talking about it, but I know I've mentioned it before. Warner Brothers World in Abu Dhabi. Is wonderful level of immersive. This was a very similar level of like immersive detail where it felt great and in world. I got all the things I wanted out of it. But without it feeling like belabored or too permanent. Like, I would love to see this tour. Mm-hmm. I would love to see this brought in other places. I think it totally could. I think that there was a lot of cool things if you are a super fan or just a middle of the road appreciator of Superman, or if you're maybe just there for the studio tour, which is probably what a lot of the upsell and the tickets are doing, I would assume, is probably straight from the tour. So there's a lot to do, a lot of cool things. The Warner Brothers Studio Tour has a really high level of excellence, and this definitely met/exceeded it to me.
Yeah. I was excited about it.
Totally.
I was like, we need to do this. Yeah. We agreed. And it exceeded my expectations. Yeah. I had a great time. I was fully satisfied.
So fun.
And I'm glad we took the time to hang and linger in the Fortress of Solitude after the game was over.
Yep.
Because that, I felt like, was really the cherry on top. Mm-hmm. They didn't rush us out. Mm-mm. You know, we could linger as long as we wanted, and it was really fun. And we did everything.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
We were fully committed.
I think the other couple that was in our pod, like, bounced.
Yeah, they did the game and they left.
Yeah, they were like, bye. We're like, no, we want to do all of it.
Yes. So I loved it. Yeah. And like I said, I thought it was completely worth the money. Mm-hmm. It's worth noting they did not send us. We spent our own money. They don't even know we're reviewing it.
Nope.
But honesty, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a great time, so much so that, like, I immediately texted Thomas J. Wagner, the biggest Superman fan I know, and I was like, dude, I'm not saying you have to make a special trip, but you won't be mad if you do.
I hope, Thomas, I'm going to say this for the universe, I hope it comes to you. So you can go more than one time.
Yeah. I mean, like, I want to go back.
I do too.
I don't know if we will, but I would love to. I would have no problem doing that.
I wish there was a lot of crypto elements, because it is, kind of grounded in the current DCEU, right? In a lot of ways. It is maybe worth mentioning, it's 5 and up, ages 5 and up. Harley is 4. I don't think she could have done it all, but I think she would have enjoyed, especially the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Like, I think she would have had fun with the crypto and
Agreed.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a great point, is that, yes, it is very much based in the world of the new film.
Yes.
It's all the visuals are CG, so it is not David Cornsweet, and it's not those actual actors, but the style, the designs, everything, it is very much Superman 2025. The Fortress, Gary the robot.
He's a big part of it.
He's a big part of it. So yeah, so like, if you love that movie and you want to like step into that movie, this is a great way to do it. And if you want to see some other DC characters, and we'll get into that in spoilers, that are not in the movie. Yeah. You also get to do that, which is pretty cool. So it's a little bit of a universe expansion.
Yeah.
In addition to what we saw in the movie. Yeah. Which was cool.
Yeah.
Not Batman. I'll just say it right there. Not Batman. Don't get your hopes up. It ain't Batman. But yeah, it's cool because it was like, I'd say 90% the new movie. Yeah. And then like 5% just classic comics and 5% the Christopher Reeve movie. Yeah. Because they use some of like the Christopher Reeve music.
The animated series had a little bit of a nod to it, right?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we loved it. If you are going to be out in Burbank, California, or if you are near enough that you could come make it happen, I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially if you're a DC fan.
Worth the trip. Great price point for the overall experience. Just to get to drive through the lot to get to the experience was a cool moment. There were lots of other parts to it that were just really fun.
Yeah. And it's worth noting, I guess it's worth noting now, is that after the Superman experience, they let you back off in the museum that is part of the WB tour. And so you get to do that too as a bonus. And I didn't realize we were going to do that, and it was awesome. We hadn't been there since they redid it. Yeah. And it was awesome. So we won't go into too much detail on that here, but I took a nice long video that I will put on the YouTube channel, so keep an eye out there. So you can see the special DC wing of the WB Museum It was so cool.
Worth saying heavily Batman.
Yes.
That experience.
Lots of Batman. It was awesome.
Heavy Batman.
So I was like, oh, what a nice bonus. Like, I would have been totally happy if after the Superman experience, they dropped us off at our car and we left. But they didn't. And the fact that we got to do that.
We spent almost another half an hour doing that.
At least.
So the fact that that is part of this ticket price, I think is like, if you don't have the capacity or like desire to do the entirety of the Warner Brothers Studio Tour, which I highly recommend for anyone that has not done it, is very fun.
Agreed.
That this was like such a nice way of doing a little bit of it, and also this really cool Superman experience.
Right. So big thumbs up from us.
Yes.
And again, like if
huge.
I'm trying to get
huge.
I'm going to tell any nerdy friends who might be here that they need to do it because it's a blast, and I was really, really happy with it. I took lots of photos. I did take some videos, so I'll post the photos on the Facebook and some on the Instagram, and then again, I will post what video I have up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So keep an eye out for all those because we're going to talk through it, and some of it, if you're like, well, I can't quite picture what you're talking about, some of that you'll get to see through the photos and videos.
Yeah.
So we are going to get into spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled on it because you're going to come do it, which again, I think you should. Just wanted to warn you, but it's worth for anybody who's like, people who live in, I don't know, Brisbane, Australia, who are like, well, I'm not going to get to go do it. And so you want to hear all about it, we will share that now. But spoiler warning is in effect. If you don't want to be spoiled, you can bail now. And otherwise, now, fair is fair.
Yeah.
So talking through the experience, we said, you kind of park where the tour parks, you check in there. The first thing they do is, and you mentioned this, honey, is that they have special Superman experience themed carts.
Yeah, which is so fun.
That they use to drive you out through the lot and to where the actual experience is. And that was, what a cool, fun bonus.
Like an unnecessary detail, but a really fun one. And like, they were jazzed to be like, are you ready to go save the world?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Like, and it sounds like, they're trying to hype up a crowd. This was just the two of us.
Yep.
It's like when we bought these tickets, we knew it was going to be during the daytime. Obviously, the kids are at school, and for us, this is, work related to some degree. So we had no time picking a slot. I was genuinely surprised if other people were going to be on this with us. And so we were by ourselves. So we did have this like really cool, fun, kind of unique experience by going during the day. We did get paired with another couple eventually, but that like drive through the lot in that car, in this special car, was like very cool to just like be in it and be hyping about Superman. And
And again, it was like a nice little bonus. Like, we're not doing the full tour, but it's cool to be on the lot.
Yeah.
We drove past the old police headquarters from Batman 66, which
Abbott
always
Elementary.
makes me happy. Oh, Abbott Elementary, right?
Continental Studios from the studio.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, they have monitors and audio in the carts, which are new since the last time I did the tour.
Yeah,
that was not true. And so from there, they turned on the Metropolis quote-unquote podcast.
Yes.
And it was Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane telling us what's happening in Metropolis.
The way she framed it up, like, are you guys subscribed to the information? And I was like,
which information?
Are we, like, we're pretty in the know on this type of stuff. What? But she was doing a bit.
Yeah, she was like, to what's happening in Metropolis.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, no.
Got it. No. Please share.
Yes. And so she turned on the Metropolis podcast. It is just audio, but again, it's Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane setting up the story for what we were about to do. And you're right, the whole time, are you ready to save the world? I'm like, I guess, if no one else is going to do it.
Yeah.
But there was an audio cameo in there of Mr. Terrific.
Yes.
Which was a really nice touch. And again, they're really leaning hard into the new movie.
Yeah.
And then it's literally on the other side of the lot. So you eventually get there, and then there is this, one building sound stage that is dedicated to this experience.
Yeah.
So you arrive, and again, that's when we eventually got paired up with this other couple, but they were only with us for like the pre-show moments. And then once the game started, we never saw him again.
It seemed so. She had told us in the start, and she's like, "I know this doesn't apply to you guys. There's just 2 of you. There are 6 people to a pod." So my assumption then is whatever time slot that you pick is probably a max of 12 people because there's 2 different pods. So we did separate from them. They were one team, and we were one team, and we were separated at a certain point in time again after we met up with these guys.
What was our team name? Action Legends?
Action Legends.
Which is accurate. That is so us.
Yeah, oh my God.
But yeah, I think the warning was like, oh, if your party is bigger than 6, don't worry. You're going to all come back together at the end.
Yes.
But yes, like the gaming part is 6 people per pod.
Yeah.
So you get in and you go into a quote unquote Arctic environment. Mm-hmm. You're on the outside of the Fortress of Solitude.
Right. The entrance to the fortress.
And that's when she's like, oh, do you know who Gary is? And I'm like, of course I know who Gary is. I don't think the other couple did.
I don't know. They definitely were there for the studio tour and stayed for the Superman thing.
And added
They were not there for Superman.
Yes. Yeah. Because, while we were waiting, they literally asked, they're like, oh, what does this normally cost?
Yeah,
and I'm like, normally cost? And I'm like, oh, they must have gotten a deal.
Yeah.
Coming from the tour. So, again, if you're coming and you're doing the tour, you probably save a little on adding on the Superman
should definitely do this if you're coming for the tour.
Oh, already. 100%. Yeah. But yeah, so it's sort of like a outdoor Arctic area. There's ice and graphics on the walls to make it look like you're outside. And we get a projection of Gary welcoming us to the fortress.
Yes, Gary is your guide on this experience.
Gary very much is
Which was awesome because we love Gary.
That was super cool. But it's got like the big cool doors of the fortress, and he said, they'll only open for people with the right heroic capabilities or something. Yeah. Fortunately, we did.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
We love it.
And it opened up. But it is like the cool moment from the movie with the doors opening.
A lot of great reveals in this.
Yes.
Like as you transition from thing to thing, that was really well done.
Yeah. And then you go in and you're inside the fortress, and like one wall is all projected media of all the different robots just going about their business in the fortress, and then we were greeted by Superman via projection.
Yes, and in the fortress is the Chaos Shard.
The Chaos Shard, you're right.
The Chaos Shard.
Chaos Shard is very much the MacGuffin of this.
Fart jokes are huge in our house right now, so I just every time someone says shard, I keep thinking.
Yeah, are we gonna be sharting?
Yeah, we sharting. High level of maturity.
Yeah, so mature. So Superman welcomes us, thanks us for being there, tells us that we're heroes, and so with the Chaos Shard, he's gonna grant us Superman powers. But they're only temporary. Yeah. But it'll at least help because there are all these portals opening up around Metropolis.
Yes.
So the first environment is the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
And that's where, this is the whole pre-show that they set up. And then we go into the actual game. Mm-hmm. And again, this is when they took the one couple, one area, we went to the other.
Yep.
You get 3D glasses. Mm-hmm. And then we go into the first room of the game.
Yeah.
There are 4.
I think, yes.
4 rooms.
Yes, there were 3 and then the finale room, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But that doesn't include the pre-show rooms and then the post-show rooms. Right. So it's more like 7 rooms.
Yeah, it's pretty extensive.
Yeah.
And the layout of everything was great. Like, we never saw the other pod again. There was no, like once we were off on our own, we were in our experience, and there was no, like, okay, everybody, now move to this thing. Okay, you guys go here. And
we never even saw it. Yeah, we never even saw another employee. We just got to
really organically move through the whole experience, which I really liked about it.
I did too, yeah.
The experience set you up to know where you needed to go next.
Right.
And you didn't stay, you could have easily stayed in one spot the whole time and then moved to the finale. Like, you could have done that.
You're right.
I'm so glad that it didn't have us do that, because it was, you needed that, like, transition to, like, one, catch your breath a second and, like, rest and then, like, move on. But it also made it feel like we were moving from, like, space to space.
Well, yeah, and it also just, it makes it feel like a fuller experience. Yeah. If you were just in one pod and the environment just kept changing, it would have been all right, but just boring. Yeah. And so, I agree. I love that you kept moving forward and forward and forward in the story. And they did a really good job. And here's, like, when I do things like this, I get a little anxiety about, like, I need to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Help me understand. Like, I don't want to feel lost.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job of that. And especially without an employee there to help us.
Yeah.
They did a really nice job of like, you understand where you're going, what you're doing, where you stand. Gary gives you the information you need. For me, the biggest problem was dressing my hero, because you get to customize your superhero suit, which is awesome. I would like a better keepsake of my suit, because I like my suit.
We had the picture. You do get a picture at the end.
Yeah, you get a picture with
suit,
it.
But
yeah. So yeah, that's the first thing, is like you get to customize your suit. That I found a little clunky. It was
a little harder.
Yeah. So I didn't love that, but fortunately I got there, and by the time I was like, okay, I like my suit. But yeah, for a second there, I was like in hot pink in a wheelchair, and I'm like, what am I doing?
I was looked over. I was like, oh no.
Like, what is going on?
I don't know how to help you, because it's gesture recognition.
Right.
So it's like you have to stay kind of in your spot where the sensor's picking you up. So it's like when I went to go help you, I inadvertently like screwed up mine. So yeah. Yeah, we really milked that for all the time they gave us, because we were trying to figure it all out.
We kind of went in under the wire.
That was I think the clunkiest bit of anything that we experienced.
For sure, because after that everything worked fine.
Yeah.
And then because it's the Fortress of Solitude, this is the training tutorial mission.
Yes.
Where you start learning how to punch, how to thunderclap, and how to throw. Those are the three big things.
Yes.
So yeah, you throw boulders, you punch.
Bags of...
No, we were punching... In the Fortress of Solitude, we were punching, like, test robots.
Test robots, yeah. Everything was test robots.
Yes, test robots, and so we were punching them, and then we did a thunderclap, and then, we were throwing, like, boulders at them, too.
Yeah.
We beat the crap out of those test robots.
Yeah.
It does keep score.
Yes.
So it lets you know how you did.
Your team, you're also, like, you're competing as a team.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Mario Kart. At Universal, or less so like Midway Mania, because Midway Mania I feel like you're competing against each other. Mario Kart, you know everybody's individual scores, but you're all competing as a team together to reach the level.
Right.
The level setter potential.
Yeah.
Which I think we did very well.
We did great.
Yes.
We were really good at it. So it was Fortress of Solitude tutorial. Then we moved on to the next room.
Yep.
The next room was the Smallville farm.
Yeah.
The Kent farm, which was mostly more practice.
Yes.
It was one of the more humorous ones, because at a certain point you're throwing chickens back.
To get them away from Crypto.
Because Crypto keeps chasing the chickens, and you have to get them away from Crypto, so you're throwing chickens back in, like, the chicken coop.
Yes.
Which was pretty funny, especially because, like, when you moved to the next one, it was like, oh, here's how many chickens you moved. But yes, like, at the Kent farm, Crypto shows up.
Yeah.
So again, like, really leaning into the movie. Crypto is then with us for the rest of it, I think.
Pretty much,
he was very involved.
Yeah.
But the Kent farm is mostly more practice, more throwing, more punching, throwing chickens, while Crypto does his thing. But then during this, we realize that
a portal
opens, trouble's on its way.
Yes.
So we move to the next one.
Yes.
Then we go back to the fortress.
Didn't we fly?
Yes, that's right. We fly between.
Away. So it was like the transition between each of the rooms, you would like flew.
Yes.
And while you're flying, there's like effects that basically like blow wind and everything and make you feel like you're actually flying.
Yes. At the end, really cool. When you finish up, they're like, okay, let's go, arms up, we're going to fly. And then the media makes it feel like you're going to fly. And then I love that there's the wind effect.
So cool. Like it's so simple, but really effective.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you fly in between, and then from the Kent farm, we go back to the fortress. Now it's inside. It's like the first fortress was inside the site. Maybe it's outside because they're trying to invade.
This is where do we see the first bad guy at this point? Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we're outside. We're back to the fortress, but we're outside the fortress.
Yes, we're outside.
And Superman is down here with us.
Right. The training was inside. This is outside.
Yep.
Superman is with us. And we're introduced to the main villain of what these portals are, and it is Darkseid. So we've got Darkseid in the world of the DCU. The first time we meet him is at the Superman experience at the WB tour.
He looked awesome.
He looks great. He looks awesome. He looks very Darkseid.
It's giving comic book, and we love to see it.
Yes. So I don't know if that was in the marketing, that's who you fight.
I don't think it was.
I don't know. That's why I was like, maybe people don't want to know. But yeah, it's Darkseid. He looks awesome. And so he's the one who's invading. He wants the Chaos Shard as well. And so now you have to like fight him back.
And the Parademons.
Yeah. I will say the Parademons are weird.
I feel like the Parademons were there to give you something to punch.
For sure. And if Darkseid is there, there should be Parademons.
Sure.
The design was weird.
They look like little bugs.
They kind of looked like larvae more than they did the humanoid ones we would expect.
Yeah.
So it was almost like they were almost like adolescent parademons before they grew up to be the big ones that we know.
Yeah.
So it was weird, like, because the colors were right.
Yeah.
But they looked much more like almost even tadpoles, but with like parademon heads.
That's fair. I do think that like when you're trying to punch through this type of thing, you need to have a target that is like feasibly punchable, right? So like certain level of detail, certain shapes and massing need to account for like, you're not sitting there like watching the parademons. The parademons only show up as part of the game. So they're just there they're literally just there to punch.
Right.
So they do need to feel like they're punchable.
They're punchable.
And I think they were very punchable.
Yeah.
I didn't get too wrapped up in what they looked like because I never really got a chance to look at them, like a good look at them because I was trying to punch them.
Well, the reason I did is because they didn't have arms and legs. Like,
yes.
And that's why I was like, oh, it's weird. They were a little more blobby, tadpole-y or whatever. But again, it feels like they were like maybe a step before the mature parademons we know. Well, that's my headcanon.
That's fine. Did you stop at all to like really look at what the design was, or were you just punching?
I mean, I could see them well enough while I was punching.
That's fair.
To your point, though, like, the punching seemed pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I was punching the right places.
Yes.
Because there were just two of us, when the attacks would come, they would come from all sides.
Yeah.
And you could tell where, if there were more people in here, that's the ones they would be punching.
Yeah.
So I was kind of trying to punch extra off to the side if I could.
Yeah.
But
it does seem like so you get like a spot on the floor that is yours. It did seem a little bit like maybe the spot was calibrated because there were just the two of us. But
because there weren't other numbers. It was just one and two.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's not how it would be if there were 6 people. But I did feel like there was a good distance between us. Like, there was a manageable amount of punchable objects flying at us. Like, yes, there were a couple that were landing on the corner and the side of me that I couldn't see or reach or, but yeah.
So we fight back parademons and I think we end up throwing stuff at Darkseid's ship. But this is when we chase him by flying.
Yes.
So up until now, the flying is just sort of a transition, but this one flying is actually part of the game mechanic.
Which is super fun.
So so you actually fly and you steer and you go left, right, up, down, and you have to do it together.
Yes.
But it's really fun. So you end up doing that through the fortress and through Antarctica.
Yeah. I like that you were just like, all right, left, right. I was like, I'm just going to follow what you're doing because it doesn't make sense for both of us. So we made it through. We made it through all the different caves and on the other side where we punched Darkseid a bunch.
Yep.
I expected from the training the clap to be more prevalent, and we did not clap a whole lot of times.
No. They saved that
for the end.
Yeah. Then that was room 3.
Yeah.
And then we follow into room 4, and room 4 is Metropolis.
Yes.
So now Darkseid and the Parademons are invading Metropolis, and we have to fight them back there.
And this is the finale.
Yeah. And at a certain point, I feel like it was maybe in room 3, they say, let's try to call Kara.
Yeah.
And they say, she must be busy. So it's just us and Krypto and Superman.
Yeah.
So, but in Metropolis, we're fighting back more parademons and we're wrecking stuff and we're protecting people.
You can hear Lois and Jimmy a little bit. Yeah. Or maybe just Lois.
And then we win.
Yes.
And then Darkseid takes off.
Yeah.
And we have to follow him and we end up in space with them.
Which, it's maybe we're saying that, like, yes, we have, like, screens around us, but the projection also falls to the floor.
Yes.
So when you really saw it in space. Like, there was kind of like environmental in every other room where you kind of see it on the floor. But when we were in space, it really like encapsulated the floor. And the Fortress of Solitude at the end, it did as well.
Yeah.
Which is really
cool. And also it's worth noting, room 1, 2, and 3, it's 3 walls.
Yeah.
But it's square.
Yeah.
For the finale room, it is curved.
Yeah.
Which just feels a little more immersive and it's just the illusion's a little better.
It was much taller too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really nice touch for the finale room.
Totally.
And then you're in space. There's another flying sequence, and then you have to fight Darkseid in his ship and make the ship blow up and save the Chaos Shard.
Yeah. Save that shard.
But right there towards the end, Kara shows up, so we also get Supergirl in it.
And it is fully Kara, Supergirl Kara with the trench coat and the sunglasses and the whole bit. And that was kind of fun because it's like we really are in this universe now. Like I love to see that.
Yeah, I appreciate.
And she was fun and kind of cheeky, and
she was like, her dialogue was pretty fun because she gave some crap to Clark, and but yeah, I just love that like. They could have easily just made it about Superman, but I love that Krypto and Supergirl were involved, and then Darkseid I thought was super cool too. So you defeat Darkseid, and there you go. You save the world, and we go into a post-show. That's where we get to take like our final photos, and we get to see our score.
Yes, and you find out your level, like, and I think we did well.
We did well.
We were like Justice
League level.
We were in like over 900,000.
We were just shy of 1 million,
and the best score of the day was 1 million.
Yeah.
So we did pretty well for just the two of us.
I think so too.
I don't remember our individual scores. You definitely did better than I did, but that's par for the course.
It's okay. And so you take a couple photos in there. Superman thanks you, and then you exit into the Fortress of Solitude, where then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
And so this was awesome. All walls were projection, and
the floor.
And the floor as well. But then there was a lot of also like physical scenic throughout as well.
Yes.
The Chaos Shard was like right in the middle, but there were a lot of cool things throughout that you would expect to find in the Fortress of Solitude, like the Phantom Zone projector.
Yeah.
And that was like a little mini puzzle that you had to do as part of the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
So when you go in, there's a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. So you use the first QR code that you scan will take you to the online app. We learned it worked better with the Wi-Fi than it did on just our phones. But once you're in the app, then you start basically, scavenger hunting. There's a number of other QR codes. You scan through that app, and you're basically restoring the Chaos Shard, so it's a continuation of the story that you're coming from.
Yes.
Like a post-show version of it.
Right.
So for every interactive there was, we would do a scan. We would answer. There'd be like a little quip from Gary, and then there would be like a question or an interactive that we needed to do to find an answer, which was I thought was super fun.
It was great.
It could have just been like scan this thing, you won a shard piece, that. It really like it engaged us in the whole experience of it, and again, not too much, not too little,
exactly,
and also still a really amazing, cool space, and you could still play with the different interactives even if you weren't hunting QR codes to fix a shard.
Yep.
How many times can I say shard before this episode?
Plenty. You make me want to watch The Dark Crystal.
It was very purpley like the crystal.
I mean, it was. So, the game was great. And you're right. Like, I can easily get annoyed or bored with games like that.
Yeah.
Where, if it's too complicated, I'm like, I don't care.
The crypto one, I was a little bit annoyed. I was like, this is too hard.
Or if it's literally just like scan and you've done, like you're right. Like there's a right balance, and this was right balance. Each station, each QR code needed you to do something slightly different, and I thought that was great because it forced you to go and look at everything that was in the fortress, which for me was the important thing. Like I wanted to see all the details, I wanted to see the theming and all the nods, and this forced you to do it in a fun way.
What's cool is it's not just projection, environmental projection in the room. There is like ongoing animation. So like at a certain point in time, the fortress shifts into the daylight just like it does in Superman. There's like various different the robots kind of all over the place. There's stuff happening. Supergirl flies in and out. Superman flies in and out. Like I appreciate that because it's like you could just do the bare minimum, and there's like kind of a little bit more, which was neat too. Agreed.
So like you mentioned, like there's like a crypto doghouse, and that was one of the little mini games. You're right. That was one that was the most annoying. That was harder because it was like, is there any skill to this, or do I just have to do it 10 times before it'll work?
Throwing Mr. Terrific's T spheres at a sparking thing, but every time you threw it, Crypto would come and eat it, and that was what was supposed to make it challenging. Right. But it you could not get past the freaking crypto of it all.
I still don't know how we did it.
I don't either. I wonder if you just have to throw 10 and then it finally works. But
I don't know.
It was harder. That one was hard. The rest of them were all a pretty solid level of figure it out information.
Right. One was like they had the key to the fortress, which was a very big thing in the comics. Yeah. It wasn't the giant key that you'll often see in the comics, but it looked like it. It was just smaller. Yeah. And like that was like a really fun nod.
Yeah.
There was the Phantom Zone projector that you had to like click the right switches to turn it on, and then you opened it up and you had to count the parademons. Do you know what the parademons reminded me of, now that I'm thinking of it? Mm-mm. They reminded me of the giant leviathans from the first Avengers movie.
Oh, yes. That's 100% what they looked like.
That's what they looked like.
You know what, now that I think about it, when you did the Phantom Zone projector, we actually did get a decent look at the parademons, and they did look like giant floating slugs. And that was more sluggy than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
I forgot that was that, because I was busy counting them.
That's fine. So anyway, there's the Phantom Zone projector, which was cool. There is the shrunken city of Kandor that was there, cool. Which is cool.
You changed it from day to night to find the fireworks. You could get that. It was cool.
There is the, what was it called? Like the solar, whatever that solar device he uses in the movie. Yep. There was that, and it was sort of a transparent LED display that was just really cool, and you had to get the right information.
That was another thing I appreciated, is like it's really easy to do just like an interactive screen and just have it be a rectangular thing on a platform. Like that's normal. These were like made to feel like the kind of acrylic glass displays that you see in the film.
Yep.
You know, which is that's really like a lovely touch.
Yeah. Yeah. There are two stations. One celebrates Superman's suit. The other one celebrates Supergirl's suit. Yep. And it gives you a lot of information. So if you want to read all about their suits, you can do that. But you get info from that for the game. Yeah. That was really fun. I'm saving the best for last. I'm intentionally not talking about that last one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was...
Well, can we talk about Kara's suit for a second? And so like as you scroll through the different things, you kind of learn more about... you learn more for her and Superman. You learn more about their suit and the pieces and why they're wearing certain things. And for Superman, it's like, I feel like the facts were like fun, but like kind of artificial. And for her, there were a few that I feel like, oh, these are like nods to the character as she's developing in this next movie. Yeah. And honestly, though it wasn't really positioned as like a promo for Supergirl, it never felt like that. It never felt like they were shoving her down our throat because the movie's coming out or anything. It was cool to see aspects of her through those facts that I'm excited. I'm even more excited for the movie now because of it.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is fun because it is mostly a celebration of the Superman movie, but it's intentionally also shining a light on Supergirl.
I just don't want to talk about the facts because I want, if that, I assume a lot of that is going to come through in the film, and I'm excited to see that then.
Yeah.
And we can talk about it then.
Right. There's the big console in the fortress from the movie, except here it is showing a bunch of clips from the Fleischer Superman cartoons, which is such a fun, nerdy touch. Yeah. Love that. And I think that's all of them.
Yes,
maybe?
There were a lot of photo opportunities. So they give you like a ticket in the beginning to scan to do the photos. So we talked about like the photo with our suits and our scores. Yeah. Throughout the fortress, there's also different photo opportunities that you can take pictures of. I would say, like many souvenir photos, they're not the world's best pictures of anyone, but they're cute and fun, and they are all a little bit interactive, which is neat.
Yeah, we did not buy them. Although our flying photo was pretty good.
It was pretty good, it did say that I could look them all up later and that you can still like look at the information on the app once you get home.
All right.
So if we end up later feeling like $20 for a photo is something we want to spend, then by all means.
We'll think about it.
Perhaps.
But yeah, most of them I was like, But the flying photo, I was like, oh, that actually turned out pretty good.
It was cute. We love a high angle photo.
Yeah, we love a good high angle. And then the coolest thing, which I say for last, is in the corner is Gary, and it is a full animated figure of Gary. Yeah. He's really there. It's the only true animated figure in the experience, but it's the right one. Mm-hmm. He's working his console. Like you said, it's that really cool, transparent console. Yeah. He occasionally will chat. He'll talk about things. He'll talk about Kara, he'll talk about crypto. Mm-hmm. I think he talked about the Aurora Borealis, things like that. He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of animation that he has is really impressive.
Really good. Yeah. So cool.
For this type of experience, you don't expect to see something to that level, and it was like true theme park level.
Sure.
Like animated figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so impressed with that because again, I know what level of experience we're going to, and so I didn't necessarily expect anything. And even if he was there physically, I didn't expect him to move.
Yeah.
But no, his animation was great. He was so cool. Yeah, over there you had to get some info for the game, but yeah, that was like such an awesome touch. I'm glad they went that extra mile.
Totally.
And then off in the corner is the lounge,
which is cute.
It was super cool. Again, like I wish we had more time. I would have multiple drinks in that lounge and spend way too much.
Yeah, we could have had like a full lunch. Like it's I would say we expected it to be like tiny snack bites. It's not that, but it's a little bit more like a tapas situation where like, oh, we could have gotten a couple of these and we would have had a full lunch and it would have been fine. It's not like entrees, but it's enough for like to sit and have drinks and have food and and enjoy yourselves. And if we hadn't eaten before, we probably would have been there for a long time just doing it. So, I told you this when we were there, but I know I was on here talking about Park Row years ago and RIP Park Row. But this felt like that did, where there was like a certain level of like theming and immersiveness, and the menu was really like a wink and a nod to everything. But Superman version where Park Row was Batman. Yeah. It was really cool.
And they had a surprising amount of options on the menu. And again, probably at night, it gets a lot crazier. Yeah. We were lucky it was very quiet, and so we did get very special attention. But like they have themed milkshakes. They had themed non-alcoholic drinks, which honestly, some of those sounded really good too. Yeah. And they will allegedly be coming in souvenir cups later. They did not have the souvenir cups yet. Yeah. This is just opened a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we're still waiting on the souvenir cup. Sorry." I was like, "Well, that's okay. I'll give me an excuse to come back or call some friends." Yeah. And then they had alcoholic beverages, and then, like you said, they had snacks, and then they had some desserts. Yeah. So the snacks, like you said, they had like a hummus plate. They had little mini pigs in a blanket, which was the crypto. There was a Superman pretzel. There was Ma Kent's grilled cheese and tomato soup. Yeah. So yeah, like
yeah, like enough that you could make a lunch of it.
There was a pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Yeah.
And then for the desserts, they had like cupcakes and cookies. Which we meant to get before we left to bring home tonight, and then we forgot. So, oh well, we don't need it.
We got the kids'
t-shirts. We
don't
need the sugar.
They got shirts.
And then we splurged for the alcoholic drinks because
we did.
We never get to go out.
We don't. So 1:00 on a Friday,
we'll take it.
Okay. Yeah.
But they were cool.
They were cool, and they were really good.
And they were yummy.
They were actually really, really good, and they were super fun and very cool. And the whole staff. Of the studio tour from start to finish and the staff in the lounge were all really awesome. Yeah. Like everyone was really cool, very jazzed, very like excited, energized, friendly. And that goes a long way in making or breaking an experience. And so whenever that does happen, I just feel like it's worth acknowledging.
Yeah, they were great. And you could tell like one was in training because again, this is pretty new. Yeah. But we got 2 of the drinks. They were glowy drinks, which were awesome. We love to see it. I got the blue glowy drink. You got the green glowy drink. So mine was like Superman themed. I wish I could remember.
Mine was kryptonite themed.
And yours was kryptonite themed. Yeah. But what was cool, and I've never seen this before, is yes, they had glowy cubes, which I've seen 1,000 times, but they came on like a glowy coaster. Yeah. So they glowed bright the entire time we were drinking them, and they looked awesome.
Yeah, it made it so fun.
Yes. So I got the Fortress Frost, the milky blue raspberry base with vodka. It was delicious. Yeah. You got the liquid kryptonite, apple sour, tropical pineapple, and rum. Tonic water topped with a sugar rim. Yeah.
And there was like a little rock candy in it.
Yes, and there was a little kryptonite rock candy, which is so cute. They were both really good.
They were really tasty.
I drank mine and I loved it, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I ordered this. And then I tasted yours. I was like, actually, I would have loved yours too.
Same.
So
vice versa.
Yep. And then we got the crypto little pigs in the blanket.
Yeah, which were really tasty. They were good. They were really good.
Because I even was like, how do they cook anything? I don't see a kitchen back there.
Yeah,
but
they're doing stuff. I mean, they're doing stuff back there.
Yeah, it was great.
It was good.
But yeah, I mean, they had like cool like ice lights above.
Yeah, like the lounge was really fun and like definitely thoughtful in the theming of the space, so that it didn't feel like and we shoved a snack bar off to the corner. Like, and it was not that.
And I love that it was like, yes, like it could have been a really lame snack bar, but it wasn't. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bar, right? So when I think about the Park Row of it all, is what made me think of it is like what was cool about Park Row is that you walk up to the bars, and in Park Row it was the Iceberg Lounge, right? And where you typically walk to a bar in a restaurant and you see all the different alcohols that they have just like displayed, right? But there and here, it was not that. It was that, but it was in world. So you're not seeing the alcohol that they have under counter. Mm-hmm. You're seeing the, like, in that space it was Gotham.
You're seeing Superman's
You're seeing Superman's bar.
His liquor cabinet.
Essentially. Yeah, like this is basically Superman's wet bar. Yeah. Like it was, which was cool. I really love that about it. Bring back Park Row, please.
So we got the drinks, we got the snack. It was awesome. And again, it was fun to linger. We had a celebrity sighting.
We did. It was very clear. This was like Friday on the lot for everybody, end of the week. And so there was like a barrage of people from the studio that definitely came in to like check out the bar.
Yep. It was like a group of people from the pit.
Yeah.
Which we don't watch.
No, we don't.
But Noah Wiley was there.
Yes, he was. Briefly, but he was there.
He was there. Yeah. So it was like Noah Wiley and a bunch of other people. And like one of the dudes who's probably a director or producer because he was wearing a jacket that said the pit.
Yeah.
They were obviously like, it's Friday.
Yeah, we're done.
Let's go check out that Superman thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is so fun.
Which is, I mean, all of the lots in LA are special in their own ways, but WB's, like, their active production is so close to people that are on the lot that are not there for that. So the fact that people at the WB lot are filming and then just like popping into here, like that's so such cool. A cool thing.
Yeah, like imagine, I mean, like we thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But imagine if you were like visiting from anywhere else.
Right, yeah.
And you paid for this Superman thing.
Right.
And Noah Wiley wanders in.
Yeah, I mean, that's
cool.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for us, we could probably see that at Trader Joe's, but it's, you know, if for here, it's like, that's one of the magics of going on the lots and doing the tours. Yes. So,
and more so than like a Universal.
Absolutely. Because, yeah. I mean, there's only so many people that care about going away for this tram tour at Universal.
So yes, that was the lounge. Very cool. And then as you exit the lounge, you have a chance to look at your photos, buy them if you want them. Mm-hmm. Again, we opted not. And then you exit into the gift shop as is tradition.
Yep.
The gift shop was awesome. They had a big rotating Daily Planet.
Also, amazing selection of merch.
So much.
Amazing selection of merch.
So when you get there, you see the cash register before you go into the actual experience. And in front of the cash register was like some Superman socks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally thought that was it. I was like, oh, well, at least I want to spend
I just thought it would be like in this, like, there would be a handful of things that were specific to the experience, and then the rest of it would be at the studio tour shop.
Yeah.
Which you have access to when you come off of the tour, but no, it was like a retail.
They had tons of stuff. And it was like they had Superman classic stuff, they had Superman movie stuff, they had Superman the Experience stuff, they had Supergirl stuff, and then they even had some DC Studios stuff.
Right.
So I am the proud owner of my very first DC Studios shirt.
This is your first DC Studios shirt?
I mean, where else would I get it?
This is fair.
DC Studios, as is, was only formed a couple years ago.
That's true.
How would I have gotten a shirt?
You're right.
I probably could have gotten one online, but yeah.
Have you mentioned that you've been near there recently on this show?
Been near where?
This DC Studios? That you happened to get to be near it. We were on the lot not that long ago. That we were near the DC. That we were on the same floor.
Oh, I have not. I have not mentioned that. Sorry, I was fine. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Okay, I thought you were being coy for a second.
No. A few weeks ago, we were at WB for an event.
Yeah. And
it was in the same building where DC is based.
Yes.
And so, yes, we did a little skulking around the DC floor.
I'd say accompanied skulking. We were not, we were not doing anything nefarious. We were there.
No, we were there with
dear friends.
With permission.
And who work on that level. So, yes.
Yes, I did not mention that.
No.
Sorry.
But very cool studio, very cool office space. Yes.
Yes. But anyway, so the merch, we did end up making purchases. We got shirts for the kids, got shirts for me.
I was tempted by a jean jacket that now I'm still thinking about. I should have bought it.
Okay, we have to go back. I got a Superman the Experience coffee mug, obviously.
Yes.
So yeah, I was very impressed with how much merchandise they had because I was like, oh good, I won't be tempted. And then you went in and I'm like, oh damn it, never mind.
I literally walked straight in and I was like, boop, boop, boop. And I was like, what else do you want? I've learned my name.
Yep. Nice work, enabler. And so that was it. I don't know if you caught this, but like all the shirts were on wooden hangers, but the wooden hangers were branded with the Superman Experience.
Really? Okay, so I did catch it, but I only caught a whiff of you talking to the lady about it when she was like, "You can't have the hanger."
So while she was bagging things up, I was like, "Can I have a hanger?" And she goes, "No." I was like, you have branded hangers. That's amazing. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, you're not the first to ask. I'm like, but that's so cool. She didn't give me one.
Well,
party pooper.
It ain't Target.
Yep. Well, what are you going to do with them? I mean, I understand they got a while to go.
They probably don't have like a deep stock of the hangers, I'm sure.
But they're awesome.
Yeah, they were very cool.
So anyway, we made purchases. We wrapped up the experience. You get back on the cart. When you get back on the cart, they showed us the Supergirl trailer.
Yeah.
Lord knows I'd already seen it.
Yeah.
But then I was doing the surveys because then I could get an additional discount at the main store.
Yes.
Because, they drive you back. They let you out at the museum that we mentioned. Mm-hmm. And again, what a nice bonus.
If you've been on the studio tour before they recently redid it, this was like in the middle of the tour. This was the museum, or I guess it's kind of near the beginning of the tour. You got to visit this museum. But it's where the Sorting Hat is for Harry Potter. It was where all those things were. And then there used to be... Actually, might be the stage that the Superman was in, but there used to be a soundstage dedicated to Batman vehicles. So they've basically taken those tour experiences and moved them into this museum and redid it completely. Did a fantastic, amazing job, and that was such a amazing, just like surprise.
I know.
To get off the tour and be like, and then we get to go see this.
Yeah,
okay, sounds
and
great.
Essentially the museum is half DC, half
Harry Potter.
Wizarding World.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, great. And then I got to see all the cool DC stuff. And again, I took pictures, I took video. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. I'll share those. And then you get let out into the main shop, which, good thing I did the survey.
Did more damage.
Because the lady gave me the discount.
And if it wasn't enough, we stopped at the Starbucks and got a mug.
We made a whole afternoon.
It was a whole afternoon of it.
And it was amazing. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. That is the rundown of the Superman experience and all the different little bonuses that we didn't expect, but made it even better.
Yeah.
Again, if I had only done the Superman portion of it, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
The fact that we ended up doing all that extra stuff, the fact that we lingered and enjoyed hanging out in the fortress, I think was... Honestly, that's my favorite part.
I would have stayed way more longer.
Right?
Way longer. If we didn't have to pick
do
up children
and
do other things with our day. Yeah.
Exactly. But so satisfied. I had a great time. I got to do it with my favorite person. So it was awesome.
It was great. Made me excited for more adventures we have coming up.
Cool. All right. Well, any final thoughts on the Superman experience?
I genuinely, if you are in LA, you're near LA, you have the capacity to get to this, I think do it. Because, like I said, I hope it tours. We've heard nothing of that nature, but it is absolutely worth the price of admission and then some. Please, please, please go do it, because this kind of stuff is the kind of really cool, amazing, fun experiences that make life fun.
I know.
Joyous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. Worth every penny. So awesome. Had a blast. And again, if you want to see more of what we're talking about, I will post photos with this episode. And I will also post a video on the YouTube channel, so check that out. But I'm really glad we did it. It was an awesome day it was one of those where we were kind of like walking on air as we left.
I know. It was like,
what a fun time.
Let's go do more fun things.
Yeah, what a fun couple hours.
Well, we are going to FanFest next week. So,
I know, that's going to be awesome too. But yeah, again, if you get a chance to do it, I hope you have an awesome time. I can pretty much guarantee you will have an awesome time, totally. Especially if you love Superman. If you're a Superman fan, like I said to Thomas, I'm not saying you need to make a special trip, but I'm saying you won't be mad if you do, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
But if not, hopefully that us talking about it and what I'm going to be able to share online will at least give you a taste of it, so you can kind of enjoy it, from afar.
I mean, it's worth saying, unrelated to DC, but but Warner Brothers related, there's quite a lot going on at Universal for Fan Fest right now. If you were to do like a Fan Fest Superman experience like day, that's a freaking great day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
for anyone listening and you're not theme park people, Fan Fest Nights is an event at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yes, which we no longer work for, but I'm still promoting the crap out of it. We don't work at Universal. Awesome.
Anymore. But I feel like there are certain people who are like, what the heck is Fan Fest?
Sorry, go Google it.
Yeah, it's
One Piece, Harry Potter, Scooby-Doo. It's really cool.
Yeah, super fun. Awesome. Well, there you go. That is our afternoon at the Superman Experience. Great time had by all.
Totes.
All right, that was our experience at the Superman Experience. Hope you dug it. We had a great time. And again, go to the YouTube channel to check out some of the highlights of our experience there. I took a little bit of video. It's not very long. It's just a few minutes, but at least it gives you an idea of what we were talking about. But it was super, super fun. Anyway, before we wrap up completely, you know what time it is. It's time to check in with you fine feathered finks and crack open the Wayne Manor mailbox. It's time again for the Wayne Manor mailbox.
You've got mail.
Darren, what is a letter for me?
Maybe temporary.
She wrote a letter.
You're one hell of a messenger. This is all, Master Wayne.
All right, Josh. Here we go. Never know what you're going to get with one of these. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Nothing is scarier, more intimidating on Holy BatCast than the Wayne Manor mailbox. But I think these are okay. I think there's, I usually read them as they come in. I don't remember anything being too controversial. Let's see. This first one here is from Zach. It says, hey, Andy and friends. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to Andy. A few years ago, I sent you an instant message on Facebook thanking you and your co-hosts, Brendan and Jamie, for helping me get through a separation and my eventual divorce. Truth is, I was going through a lot. I was drinking and I was about to get fired from my job and I wasn't in a good place. I'm happy to report that I now am in a wonderful, healthy relationship and she treats me extremely well. I also just got promoted and I'm thriving here. But the most important news is I've been sober for a year. I've never been happier, and it's all thanks to you, Andy, because you did reply back to my message. You told me that everything was going to be okay and it will eventually pass, and you were right. It did, and I'm happier now. My question, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, the video game comes out this week, and I already pre-ordered mine. I'm very excited, but it got me thinking, but this might be a podcast-worthy episode. What are some of you and your co-hosts' favorite Batman video games? Batman has a pretty good history when it comes to video games, and I'd argue it's just as important as the films. Thank you again for helping me, and please keep up the excellent work, Zach. Thank you, Zach. And the first part of your message, wow. First of all, I am so glad that you're doing great. That makes me extremely happy. I'm glad that you're sober and you're doing well and you're in a healthy relationship. That is amazing. And I am so, so happy for you. We all go through those rough times, my friend, and it's normal. And we don't always talk about it because we think we're the only ones going through hell. We've all gone through hell. You're not alone. You just got to push through it. And I'm so glad you did. And I'm glad that you came out on the other end and you're doing great and you're thriving, to use your word. That makes me happy. This is, the best message I could have received. And the fact that I could give you a little support and a friendly word when you needed it means the world to me. I'm really glad that I could do that for you. So thank you. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for the update. And again, mostly I'm just happy for you. But for those out there, again, if you're going through it, I get it. It can be tough, rough patches. Just hang in there. Keep moving forward. Find the things that bring you joy. Focus on those things, but you will get through it. Nothing lasts forever. I'm reminded when I was going through my divorce, it was rough as hell, be honest. I remember being with my friend Michael Lyons. If you guys also listen to Disorder, Michael, and we were hanging out and I was just going through it. And he's like, Andy, just remember, a year from now, this is all going to be in your rearview mirror. Mm-hmm. And he was right. And it's true. So anyway, sorry for the tangent, but Zach, I appreciate you being honest and sharing this. And also, I just want to share that with anybody else who's listening, just in case. As for your question, yes, I know about Lego Batman, the new game. It does look pretty awesome. So I can't wait to hear all about it. But a favorite Batman video game, you're right, there are a lot of them. And I kind of talked about them once upon a time many years ago with my brother-in-law, but I do want to do a more formal episode of Batman video games. But in the meantime, happy to share like a favorite or some of the favorites. So Josh, I don't know, are you a gamer? Do you play Batman video games? Have you?
Well, I have 3 kids, so I don't get to play too many video games these days.
What? I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't relate at all. Yes, please continue. I feel you, my friend.
My oldest, he's 10, and he is obsessed with Batman and plays all the Batman games. He will not stop talking about this new Lego game that he wants. I think it comes out on Friday. I think
it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, really?
I think. But we're recording this a few days early. So anybody who's listening, it's already out. By the time you hear this, it will already be out. But when we're recording it, I think it comes out tonight, like at midnight.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. But anyway, yes, it's coming.
I mean, I think, anyone that plays the Arkham games, they really those are really, really popular. This might be a hot take, but I have never been able to get into them. I've tried so many times, but I don't know. I can't do it. So I would, and I don't think I've really played a lot of Batman games. I think the only Batman game I can remember playing, which I'm sure you'll love this, was the Batman Forever game. From I can't remember what console it was on, because I think I just played it on the emulator, but I thought that was really fun.
I tried to play that one not that long ago because I have an emulator. And of course I needed all the Batman games on the emulator. And I couldn't get out of this room. I was in this room and I couldn't get out of it. So it was almost like the old ET Atari game. I felt like I was stuck in a pit that I couldn't get out of. So I did not get very far in that game. One of these days I'll try again, or I'll just watch it on YouTube. But I have played a lot of Batman video games over the years, and I certainly have some favorites. But you're right, it should be its own episode. So I'm just going to tell you one, and I'm going to tell you the one because it is the one I was obsessed with, and it's a very happy childhood memory. And that was the Batman video game for the Game Boy. So it was based on Batman 89. But it was not the same game that was on Nintendo or Sega Genesis. It was its own unique Game Boy game. I had a Game Boy. I had a few games, but I played that Batman game incessantly. I freaking loved it. The Batwing level was the worst. It was so hard. But I did manage to get through it once or twice. But oh my God, that Batwing level, I must have wasted hours of my life trying to get through it. But I freaking love that game. And relatively recently, like a year, maybe 2 years ago, I got one of those little handheld emulators that's it looks like a Game Boy, but it has 1,000 games on it.
Yes, I have one of those too.
They're great. They're so cool. Yes. But on that, I played the Batman Game Boy game, and I got to enjoy the frustration of that Batwing level all over again. But the nice thing about that one is that at least when you die, you can just come right back. Whereas on the Game Boy, you had to start all over, and that freaking sucked. But at least
from the very beginning.
Yes, from the very beginning.
Oh,
no. There was no saved games on the Game Boy.
Sure. Yeah.
So I forget you're about 10 years younger than me. No, there were no saved games on the Game Boy. You just had to start from the beginning. But anyway, yes, that's the one. I played it incessantly, especially at that time, because I was just so obsessed with Batman. So I went with an old one, but there are a lot of newer ones that I really love too. But we'll talk about those whenever the time comes. I still haven't decided to get the Lego Batman game, but like the more people talk about it, the more I'm like, I might not have a choice. I don't know when I'll play it. That's the problem. I'll buy it and then it'll just sit here because that's what always happens. But I mean, just the amount of stuff that's in it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, next email here is from Tom Ballows. It says, "Hey, Holy BatCasters, it's been a while. First, let me say that I hope Jamie is enjoying his retirement with some Vichy Swa, nice, and a nice Fernet Branca to wash it down." I don't know, Fernet Branca, did I say that right? Anyway, so Andy, you've always spoken about your Batman trilogy, with each movie telling the story of a different Robin. But I'm curious, what villain or villain combo would you have for each movie? Also, I find it funny that when you guys get around to doing a commentary for the Batman, it'll be its 5th anniversary and Batman Part 2 will be coming out. What can I say, gents? Matt Reeves was holding off for your commentary. That's why it's taken so long. Have fun, guys. Tom. Thanks, Tom. I'm still not sure we're going to do that commentary. I'll be honest. I don't think anybody wants to hear it. I don't. I mean, we could do it, and I could just like put a warning and being like, y'all, like, you know what you're getting, so like, don't listen. But as for the other question, like I always said, like a Batman trilogy that the first movie is about Dick Grayson, the second movie is about Jason Todd, the third movie is about Tim Drake. Be freaking great, right? Wouldn't that be so cool?
That would be cool.
As for the villains, though, I guess I haven't thought that far ahead. Ironically, I think the first movie would be the hardest because I like the Jason Todd. It has to be the Joker because Joker has to kill him in the end.
Right.
And I want to go like faithful to a lonely place of dying for the third movie with Tim Drake. And so I'd say Two-Face. So who should be in the first? I mean, I feel like maybe, Joker can be in the first and then follow into the second. But then the second would have to have someone in addition to the Joker. But like, I don't know. I would find a way, my other two, I'd find a way to get the Riddler in there. Why not? Maybe Riddler for the first. Okay, there you go. Bruce and Dick Grayson versus the Riddler, introduction of Joker. Second movie, Joker kills Jason Todd. Third movie, Two-Face, Tim Drake works with Dick Grayson, who's now Nightwing, to pull Batman out of a dark place, and Tim becomes the new Robin.
I like it.
Yeah. I could probably fold in a couple other villains somehow. I would find a way. Because I'd want to make like the definitive Batman and Robin trilogy. So I'd also fold in Scarecrow and Mr. Freeze and Catwoman somehow. But I don't know how yet. I didn't write it today. Sorry. Anyway, any thoughts about that, Josh? Do you have a dream Batman trilogy?
No. I would love a movie that maybe embraces all of Batman's comic book stuff. And I guess something similar to Hush where, not necessarily that story, but like where he's in his prime and there's a bunch of villains. There's, a bunch of like the Bat family as well. I think we haven't seen that yet. And if there's a God, I pray to God that we get that soon.
Yeah. Yep. I feel you. We can hope. We can just keep on waiting. Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, okay, like, yeah, like if I were to map out a Batman trilogy, they were going to give me the keys to the kingdom. I would certainly I would pick like that tone. I would want live action Batman, the animated series. Mm-hmm. That's the roster of villains I would somehow try to weave into those stories. Yeah, because to me that starts feeling like a pretty definitive Batman trilogy, at least to me. Yeah. Anyway, next message. I laugh, but I don't mean to laugh. It is from Nathan. And it is titled "Me and My Broken Heart." And it says, as someone who loves Holy BatCast and was a big fan of the Batman, man, you guys, especially Brendan, are huge bummers whenever you talk about the sequel. Haha, killing the vibes. I get it. It's a Batman movie, so you kind of have to talk about it, and you both aren't into that universe. It's just depressing. Haha. Oh, Nathan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nathan. I truly am. First of all, I appreciate your message and you being honest with me. I appreciate that. I really do. And you did it respectfully because that's the last thing I want. I don't want to be a bummer. Trust me. I promise I don't. I try. If you listen to the last episode, I hope you heard me trying to find nice things to say. I really am trying. I want to be excited. Nothing makes me sadder. I'm depressed too. Is there's a new Batman movie that's about to go to production and like I'm not that excited about it. Like that's sad to me. I love Batman. Come on. That's why, we talked about certain things. I was like, you know what? Like if this were to pan out, that would certainly get my interest. So anyway, I guess what I can say, Nathan, is I really am trying. It is weird because it's like, yes, it's like a big Batman news. So I feel like we have to discuss it, but it's big Batman news with a version of Batman that like doesn't do it for me. And so I'm trying to like not be a downer, but also I got to be honest. And that's where I'm at. So I'm sorry. That's all. I don't know where you land on this, Josh.
So when I first saw the Batman, I was obsessed with it. I loved it. And as time goes on, it just slowly but surely, sucked the life out of me. And I don't like it anymore.
Oh, sad. Well, I appreciate your honesty too. Yeah.
I mean, if you would have asked me what's the best Batman movie, like a week after that came out, I would have told you it was the Batman. But I think the more I think about it, and there's stuff like that I love. Like I think the first 30 minutes is not some of the best Batman on film I've seen, and I watch the first 30 minutes quite often. And even the last 30 minutes, like I think is great. It's just the middle that I really, really struggle with.
Yeah. Well, again, I know it has its fans, and so I never want to like poo-poo that they love it. And I'm sorry if it ever comes that way. It's just I don't love it, and I just have to be honest about it. So anyway, Nathan, hang in there. We love you. I'm excited if you're excited. I'm excited for your excitement. So we'll just see how it goes. But what's funny is this next message kind of also speaks to that. So we'll keep talking about it. This next message is another Zach. It's not the Zach from before, different Zach. But this says, gents, great content as always. Much appreciated on a headache-filled Monday. My long comment combines two topics, the Reeves-verse and how to plan the beginning of a new DCU. Several times in the new episode, you talked about how the Reeves-verse doesn't lend itself to a character like Mr. Freeze. While I understand that belief, I think it's the perfect way to set up a proper DC world. If in the Batman Part 2, you could use Mr. Freeze to push that world into a more fantastical direction while keeping a veil of believability. Starting a new DCU with Batman sets up a realistic feeling world that slowly begins to grow more incredible with each edition and truly breaking open when Superman takes the stage for the first time. Thanks for listening and keep the bat signal lit, Zach. Thanks, Zach. So, first of all, that was what I was just referring to is when we were talking about like, the Batman Part 2 going into production. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not holding my breath for Mr. Freeze. I just, based on the first movie, based on the Penguin, I don't see it.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
But Zach, I'm with you. If they announce that, my interest is piqued because what you're saying is absolutely what I want to be the case. And again, I don't need the Reeves-verse to do a 180 and become a living cartoon. I don't need that. But I do want a Batman universe where Mr. Freeze isn't too big of a stretch. and so I agree with you in that would be a great way to do it. And I would love for them to do that. I hope they do that. I'm not holding my breath for them to do that. Again, based on what we have seen so far and everything that Matt Reeves has ever said, there just seems no interest in trying to get too comic booky, too fantastical. He's just not interested in that. And I'm happy to be proven wrong. And frankly, I hope I am. Because when we talked about, again, in the last episode, when I said, but if Mr. Freeze is really in this, then I am so interested to see what that looks like, what that feels like. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I understand what you're saying and I want you to be right because that would be a very easy way to get me excited about the Batman Part 2, at least more so than I am today. I'm just not holding my breath. Josh, what do you think?
I mean, I think my ideal version of Batman is he starts out very street level, and then as time goes on, there's more fantastical villains, Mr. Freeze, Clayface, villains like that. So I would love for that to happen. I don't think Matt Reeves is interested in that. I think he's interested in, it's called the epic crime saga for a reason. I think he's very focused on like the more, I guess, like almost like mob villains, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's just it. Again, like I'm kind of taking them at their word with that. But I mean, even at the end of the Batman, I talked about it on the show. I'm like, there is a way at the end of that movie to start moving into a more fantastic direction, subtly, without going completely nuts. But like, there is a way to do that. But again, I am just not sure that that's what he's interested in. But the example I always use, and I think is a great example, is Batman Begins. I feel like Batman Begins, when that movie starts, it is very realistic. It is very quote unquote grounded, right? And as the movie goes on, they keep just sprinkling in just a little bit of comic book, just a little bit of superhero. And then by the end, you got Batman hanging off a monorail, speeding through Gotham while, sewer grates are exploding around him. And you go with it because they eased you into it. And I think that Nolan did that perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I would love Reeves to do that. It's just, start easing you into it. Do Mr. Freeze. Do Mr. Freeze in this movie. And it ain't going to be Arnold, but give him a free suit and make that work in this universe. And then all of a sudden, other possibilities open up. So I want you to be right, Zach.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's it for the Wayne Manor mailbox for now. If you've got something for next time, you can send that to holybatcast@rf4rm.com. As always, thank you all for taking the time to write. I love hearing from you guys. I love the questions. I love the thoughts. I love the perspective. So I really do appreciate it. So please send those this way at holybatcast@rf4rm.com. But that will do it for this episode of Holy BatCast. We got some Green Lantern talk. We got some Superman experience talk. We got some mailbox, which led us to some Batman talk. A very well-rounded episode, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a dream of mine to be on this podcast. I'm so just happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to join. It was a pleasure having you. Yeah, is there some place where people can find you? Anything that you're active out there on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on the Real Fans group, Letterboxd, and then on I think Threads and Instagram it's just j.k.green.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, yeah, big thank you to you, Josh, and big thank you to everybody out there listening. We appreciate you guys. Please do subscribe or follow the show wherever you get your podcasts. That way you never miss an episode. If you love the show, something else you can do to support us that doesn't cost a penny is just leave us a nice review. 5-star review would really be awesome. It'd make me feel good, and it really does help us out. So we would love that. Again, follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Holy BatCast. And send anything for the Wayne Manor mailbox to holybatcast@rf4rm.com. Our theme music was created by the talented Gaur Venkateswar. You can find his work at gvtunes.com. And that will do it for this episode. On behalf of Josh, I've been Andy. We'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Holy BatCast is not affiliated with Warner Brothers or DC Entertainment. The views and opinions shared by the participants are theirs and theirs alone and do not represent the companies or organizations they happen to work for. So,
Shard.
Crystal Shard.
Crystal Shard.
Go there, have a great time, but don't shard yourself.
Don't shard yourself. Well, Now I know where our child gets it from.
Yeah, we're nothing but high-class stuff on this show.
All right.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
We gotta go pick up children.